Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daniela and today we'll continue with Mindhunter, this time episode 9 of the first season. In the last episode, Holden went alone to visit Brudos and he managed to make him somewhat confess, even if it was, Holden tried to make it not about Brudos, but let's say about someone else that killed those people. Brudos, said some insightful things about the killings, about the first killing, that it just happened. It wasn't premeditated, but the rest, he got a taste of it and he was ready, or the killer was ready. Also, he had an encounter with a school principal that apparently liked to tickle kids and give them money, which again I'm a bit confused about his true feelings, what he wanted to achieve. Maybe it was something innocent for him. Maybe he saw these kids as his own and pretended to be more like a father figure or a familiar figure than a principal, which should be, detached from all that. But by the end, in a way, Holden got what he wanted. And apparently the principal will be fired or put on hold. Also, he has some problems with his girlfriend. She seemed a bit weird from the start of the episode. Don't know if she sees Holden as a future partner or not, but at the end there, she was too close with her friend there, and Holden felt that and just walk away. Bill decided not to join Holden into interviewing Brudos. I think he felt it was too much for him, and he felt that it affected his life a bit too much, his personal life a bit too much. And Holden was kind of scolded by everyone for his actions. Also, I haven't said this for a lot of time, I think from the beginning, but I do have an Instagram. The link is always in the description, but I'm gonna post it somewhere over here. I also respond to messages. Check it out, I guess. Anyway, as usual, I got something to drink. The episode is ready to start, so without further ado, let's do this. He's waiting. Gloves so he doesn't leave fingerprints. Nervous. I don't remember which years he was active, but I guess this is one of his first murders.
It's like meeting a movie star. could be as anticlimactic.
Crime of the century.
Until Charles Whitman came
Richard
along 2 weeks
Hicks.
later.
I remember staring at this wanted poster of him, trying to figure out if I saw him on the street, would I know he was insane?
Holden and his first criminal crush.
I was home for the summer from college. It really made an impact.
Nancy didn't sleep for a week when it hit the front page. She just started nursing school.
Still makes the news.
Yeah, we should have let that suffice as our interview. Saved ourselves a trip out here.
He lied all through it.
Nurse
Why, you don't think they lied to
Murders,
us?
yeah.
Wonder how Bob
I think I
Green
remember
got him to
something
talk.
about him.
Probably by kissing his ass.
Color paper's supposed to keep the animals calm.
How'd that work?
Don't know. They ate it off the bars before we could find out. Is this the only way through? This is the way.
We prefer to come in quietly, make it look like a civil rights investigation.
Look around you, man. How am I supposed to hide you?
We didn't want him to be seen as a snitch, suffer reprisals.
As far as I'm concerned, he can suffer the burning flames of hell for all eternity. From his groupies.
How does a man who slaughtered 8 women have groupies?
Hundreds of them.
How did Ted Bundy marry someone while he was in jail?
We only want background information.
Stick your background up your fucking ass.
You're here, and we're gonna ask you a few questions. We can make it brief, or you can scream your head off and take all day.
Fucking turning my cell out.
Going through your cell was not our idea.
Our goal is to publish a statistical analysis which will not include your name.
You fucking better know my name.
I beg your pardon?
Beg your pardon? Fuck you.
We know your name. Everybody knows your name.
Who else you talking to?
Like I said, people who've been convicted of similar violent crimes.
I'm not like them.
No?
You don't think you've committed violent crimes?
I didn't say that. Them fuckers are crazy.
You're not.
Is that a bird?
Had a broken wing. Fed a meatloaf through an eyedropper.
Did you give it a name?
They let you keep a pet here?
As long as I suck their dicks.
You drank at the Shipyards Inn Tavern until after 10 p.m. when you walked over a mile to 2319 100th Street.
Collected these pieces on you. The tattoo is kind of legendary. I was wondering what it looked like.
You're gonna have to roll up my sleeve. You wanna cut my bird, too?
No. Thanks.
One of the young women answered it, flashed a knife at her, pushed your way inside, realized there were several women home. Was it still your intention to rob them at this point? At what point did you decide to kill them?
What gave you the right to take 8 ripe cunts out of the world? Some of them look pretty good. You ever think you were depriving the rest of us? 8 hot pieces of ass. You think that's fair?
You're crazy.
How the hell did you even fuck 8 women the same night? What do you eat for breakfast? Gunpowder?
All right.
I didn't fuck all of them. That story got blown all out of proportion. I only fucked one of them.
The one on the couch.
That's right. I could have fucked all of them.
Why didn't you?
They kept coming.
Why'd you kill him?
Once I killed one of them, I had to kill all of them.
Why'd you kill the first one?
She was crying and all. She's fucking loud. Made my own still.
You made a still.
Hid it in a drawer in a guard's desk, right under their fucking nose.
Was that true about the first girl? She spit at you? Because they all sounded pretty timid.
All right, she got after me. I told her to shut up. She did what I said.
Then why kill her?
Because I wanted to. Choked her.
Is that why you stabbed the others? It was faster.
That's right.
Originally, you told them you weren't going to kill them. You told them you were just going to rob them.
I guess I fucking lied.
Maybe you got overwhelmed?
No. I just decided to kill them.
Except the one.
She was a sneaky bitch.
Here they've done nothing. Except maybe start crying when they realized this was it. You ever wonder why you did it?
No.
What about when you tried to off yourself?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you slashed your wrist.
Fuck no. That was a fight.
Who'd you fight?
Some real raccoon trying to hustle.
And it just happened to be on both wrists.
I killed that motherfucker.
You killed him too?
Shit, yeah.
Did it hurt?
I didn't feel fucking nothing.
Maybe it feels good. Feeling nothing.
Sure.
Maybe you weren't feeling bad about the girls. Maybe you're feeling sorry for yourself.
Fuck you, peckerhead! You know why those cunts died? Because it just wasn't their fucking night.
Well, that was fucked up. When he started talking about feeding it meatloaf
What he
through an
said or
eyedropper,
what you
I
said?
felt sorry for the guy.
You might want to consider losing the tape.
Why would I do that?
It's just some weird things.
I was getting him talking.
That excuse is wearing thin.
Bill, don't get caught up in semantics. You pushed back when she reamed us about Brutos.
Because we got something worthwhile from him. I can do this stuff. I can choke down the bile, manufacture empathy when our subjects are at least informative. But someone like Speck isn't worth our time. The fact that his death sentence was commuted is a national disgrace.
We decided no one was beneath our contempt. You know, Greg, there were some things in this interview that were important to, but maybe best kept off the permanent record.
So he goes to the boarding house drunk, looking for someone to rob. And then he finds himself in this situation with all these women. He corrals them, and then he rapes one of them. Just to prove he can?
Statement of sexual competence.
Which he later exaggerates in the interview, claiming that he could have raped them all.
He was bragging the whole time. We didn't get much history. Bird in the fan kind of ended things.
That moment, vintage spec. You had just accused him of cowardice by attempting suicide, and nobody born to raise hell's a coward. The bird was just further demonstration. We need terminology to distinguish a Kemper from a spec. Like, one drives around with ropes, knives, plastic bags in his trunk and returns to a specific hunting ground looking for specific prey, while the other just happens upon his victim. For example, Charles Whitman is similar to Speck. He killed 14 people in 90 minutes. He's not a sequence killer, he's...
Whitman was on a spree.
Yeah, his victims weren't selected.
Just wasn't there tonight.
It should feel like a long story, continually updated.
A series of killings.
Serial murderer?
Serial killer.
It's better. Let's see if it sticks.
You're just a kid, so young to be ruining people's lives. I'm sure you're aware that Roger was let go by the school district, which means he can never again work in Prince William County. No one wants him near children, and children are his life.
I am very sorry to hear that.
I understand you told the superintendent he could be a pedophile.
You've been misinformed.
So, you're saying that you didn't talk to anyone?
It was started by teachers.
You mean Janet Ebner?
He'd been given every opportunity
He
to...
did nothing wrong. I almost don't know him anymore. He doesn't sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night, he's in the living room staring at snow on the television. We were respected in the community. Suddenly people who've known us for years pretend they don't see him on the street. Someone spray painted kitty fucker on our driveway. Do you know what kind of person you're married to?
We're not married.
Then there's still time.
This just came in from the Atlanta field office. 12-year-old girl raped and murdered after she got off the school bus. Lisa Dawn Porter disappeared after being dropped off at the driveway to her house. Her body was found in a wooded area 10 miles away. Blunt force trauma to the head. Marks on her neck also indicate manual strangulation from behind.
She was a cheerleader?
Majorette. Clothes were disheveled. There was no debris on them, no dirt, no leaves. They think she was raped in a vehicle, but killed in the woods.
Disheveled how?
The buttons were misaligned.
Probably when the unsub raped her and then she got dressed again in a hurry. They put the coat over her face?
That's how she was found. He places it over her head. It's like he's covering up what he's done or something. This might be his first murder.
Good.
He left the body in full view at the scene of the murder. He left the murder weapon by the body.
And the yellow jacket? It's the opposite of hiding her.
All of this indicates a disorganized, spontaneous act. He planned the rape. He didn't plan the murder.
He might even feel bad about it.
Nice.
The area where she was found, it was familiar to locals.
Known as a lover's lane.
Lover's Lane.
Jesus.
Could he have thought of it as a date?
He truly was not thinking ahead. How often does this get done? The trees, they've been cleared around the power lines.
Not very often.
When those limbs are freshly cut, you think a service crew might have been out here?
Recently questioned a guy about the rape of a 13-year-old girl. He works for a tree limbing service. They said he spent a week on the Porter Street, was in the Army, went AWOL, discharged after 7 months.
Couldn't handle the military.
Disorganized.
Makes sense.
Single, married?
Married and divorced twice, living with his first ex-wife.
He sees her in her majorette outfit, makes her look a little older than 12, and he's able to justify his attraction to her. Maybe even fantasize that she would enjoy having sex with him, but she's in pain, she's crying.
Not fun. Fantasy's over.
He realizes to get away with it, he has to kill her.
We'll bring him in for a lie detector test.
Not recommended. The outcome of the polygraph can depend on the quality of the questions.
We use it all the time. It's standard procedure.
If he's a sociopath, he doesn't register emotions the way we do.
This is about Richard Speck. He was jumped by a couple of inmates after the interview conducted by Agents Tench and Ford claimed they made a public show of his meeting with the FBI. Speck also wants to cite Agent Ford for fucking with his head.
Anything more specific?
No, but we have all suffered Agent Ford's head fucking.
Indeed.
So it has an ominous ring of truth.
Hey. The transcript is fine.
you're here because we have a series of complaints filed against the Bureau by the Illinois Department of Corrections on behalf of an inmate who claims that you knowingly put him in danger with your visitation.
Richard Speck.
We made arrangements that we felt would guarantee his safety. When we arrived, the deputy warden took it upon himself to ignore all of them.
Agent Ford, you directly named in the complaint. You asked him questions about...
The night he killed 8 women. His sexual performance. Stuff like that.
Are these questions prepared in advance?
We work from this.
But every subject is different. With Speck, I applied a slightly aggressive interview style. Tried to speak his language.
Speak his language?
Get into his rhythm.
Assuming you have a record of the interview?
We have a transcript.
You have the tape?
We reuse our tapes. I'm afraid that we erased that interview.
We recommend you do not do that in the future.
Did you have Greg redacted? So you must have known it was sensitive.
Sensitive for some people.
Meaning me.
I don't like it either.
We can't like everything we do. We're talking to serial killers.
Serial killers.
New terminology. I really don't have a problem with this being public.
And all of us just have to go along with whatever you consider to be appropriate?
We've never discussed what's appropriate and what's not.
We spent a month drawing up that questionnaire as a framework for substantive input.
It doesn't always work.
You haven't let it work. You're so impatient. You weren't in there 3 minutes with Speck before you got him going with the cunt speak.
And that's when he admitted to raping only one of the women. Everything we do informs the bigger picture.
That's right, and if our tactics blow back on us, then the whole thing could be jeopardized.
I lied. I outright lied to the OPR.
They don't know about the ripe cunts.
They don't care.
So we're all in on a little cover-up here.
It is not too late to go back to the OPR.
And tell them what?
The truth.
Easy for you to say, Wendy, you're a consultant. If they open an investigation, which they will...
Leave it. Burn the fucking tape.
I mean, it doesn't affect him, the killer.
We're not going to turn in the tape. We're not going to speak about
way.
this anymore. We will protect the unit.
Is it the real transcript? Damn. So that was a thing. Everyone seems upset with Holden. And I'm not saying that, you know, they're distancing themselves forever, but it seemed like everyone is kind of shutting him down, at least for a moment. And the reason is he and Bill went to interview another serial killer, and Richard wasn't cooperative at all, swearing, cursing at them, you know. He didn't want to say absolutely nothing. So in his mind, Holden thought that maybe if he gets to his level and if he uses language that is far from professional or, you know, okay, he will get into his mind, and I don't know, in a way worked, but I don't know if it was worth it. Richard seems like he doesn't regret anything. He didn't seem that he had some sort of reason for, you know, killing 8 people. It just kind of feels sorry that he forgot about the 9. Even if he did all this, he thinks of himself as a better person than all the other serial killers like Kemper, Brudos, because he's not insane. Well, I don't know. I mean, what difference, and like an actual difference is, he killed people, the others killed people. So Sure, the method is different. He just woke up one night, decided to drink, and um, start, you know, killing a bunch of people just because. Holden shouldn't had used that kind of language. I think it could be seen as coercion. Is that the name? That, you know, playing mind tricks with him, and but at the same time, like, there are so many buts. It's not that this interview affects the inmate in any way, good or bad. It's not that if they confess or if they don't confess, if they realize what they done, or, you know, talk about their crimes and feel some sort of remorse or not at all, that doesn't change anything. The sentence was there, is there to stay, so there's no parole. So but I think Holden is getting a bit too much into it. It kind of gets too desperate in a way to get these interviews and learn about these serial killers and find a pattern. Sure, his mind is in the right place, is to, you know, help others, but at the same time he's a bit too much into it, and he's willing to do some things that maybe shouldn't be done, and not necessarily bad things. I don't know if those interviews and have to be approved. So, well, Holden, you know, told that new guy to pretend that, you know, he didn't heard some things and not put in the report, but that guy kept the tape when they saw it and heard it, and saw the director there, and because Bill Holden and the new guy had to be in front of a commission because of a complaint Richard sent, they had to talk about what they did, and they omitted that fact about Holden's language. But when they come back, you know, there was Wendy there and the director very angry, and they try to decide what to do, to go back and say that, you know, actually there are some things that we didn't said, and you hear there is this tape, and what is better if they don't. And they collectively decided kind of that it's better to destroy that tape. But the new guy, and I think, took the tape, put it in an envelope, and sent it to those people at the meeting board, or whatever they are called. So that's great. Also, the wife of the principal came to see Holden at his apartment, and apparently she and her husband are not having so great, not living so great times. He was fired, and apparently no one wants to hire him. Somehow it was found out about his the reason why he was fired, and you know, people start saying rude things about him, writing on the walls and all that, and you know, she was definitely angry with him. that her husband is none of those things. He got it wrong, but you know, who is he to make this decision? And I don't know. Again, maybe it was nothing, and in the beginning was interesting from Holden, but then it kind of became an obsession. Again, what Bill said, that nothing affects Holden. It's not affected by the stories, the events told by the serial killers. I don't think it's what affects him necessarily, like it does to Bill, but this urge to, you know more and see the psychology behind every action and every word that the killers did, and try to apply it to real, not everything is real world, but like real situations. And I don't know, maybe sometimes is a bit too much, because it doesn't, like, they didn't came to a conclusion. They just have pieces of information from a serial killer to other, and there's nothing conclusive. I feel that sometimes he just, try to guess. Well, it was an interesting episode. Gonna stop here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. I will see you next time. Bye.